Structure gives freedom. When people don't have any guardrails, they can be afraid of making the wrong move. That's why having a set of rules and guidelines in place helps guide proper etiquette in your community. And creating these are key steps toward building a positive and supportive space. It also helps you shape the interactions your community members will have with one another. Now, in your community, you'll need both a set of rules and guidelines. What's the difference, you ask? Rules impact safety and thus can be actioned upon. For example, harassment or insulting or posting sensitive content could mean a round of warnings and then potentially removal from the group. Here's an example of the rules in our Thinkific community. Be kind and respectful, be relevant, give more than you take, and zero tolerance for harassment. Now, you might borrow a few of these for yourself or make some of your own. Now, while rules are for safety, guidelines are there to support the behavior that you want your members to take that upholds the community values. Community guidelines can help to encourage positive communication, keep people on topic, prevent conflict, reduce the risk of abuse and harassment, and increase community engagement. It's also a good way to show off the best of your brand. Our community guidelines reflect our values. Be curious, be kind, and be helpful. When you're creating your guidelines, keep these 6 tips in mind to make sure everything is cohesive and inclusive. 1. Create a mission statement. Think back to the purpose of your community and create a mission statement that is designed to summarize your community core values. Try to show your community members why you set up the community in the first place and what makes your brand special. It also helps motivate them to become active community members by giving them a clear mission. 2. Include your set of rules in the process of creating community guidelines. You need to set rules for any restricted actions or behavior. These are your hard rules, actions that will result in consequences like warning or, in severe cases, being asked to leave the community. Your hard rules can include misinformation, spam, racism, sexism, or any other discrimination, personal attacks, illegal activities, trolling, or any explicit material. You want to do this so you can keep your space safe and inclusive. 3. Highlight the positives. When you're creating a community, try to aim to write balanced lists of do's and don'ts. No one wants to feel like they're back in school. If you only focus on the negatives, you risk turning away members before they've even started. Make sure you highlight the good things about being part of your community, including what types of content are perfect for your group, relevant discussion ideas, or fun weekly themes for content. Share the great things about being part of your community to help members get excited. 4. Use your brand voice. If you're creating community guidelines for your group, try to write in a way that shows off your brand personality. Your guidelines might be the first thing they see, so give members a taste of what they can expect from your brand. 5. Ask your community to help you out. If you want help when creating your guidelines, try asking your community for input. The best people to ask for feedback are the ones who are using your community every day. They'll be people who are best able to recognize what's working and what isn't so you can improve. To invite community opinions, open up a survey to your whole community or contact them individually. Try to gather a wide range of perspectives to make sure your guidelines work for everyone and not just your top contributors. 6. Put your community guidelines front and center. If you're going through all this trouble of making these guidelines, make sure you put them where they can be seen. You might like to include your guidelines outside your community, including newsletters during your launch or even as part of the onboarding process. The idea is to publicize your community guidelines so that any and all members know what to expect from your brand and your community before they start. That about wraps up all the key foundational pieces. The last step now is just to make it visually representative of your brand.